What if I told you that a single company manages more money than the entire economy of most countries on Earth? A company so large that its investment decisions can influence markets, industries and businesses across the globe. A company whose name most people have never even heard. That company is BlackRock. Today, BlackRock manages trillions of dollars in assets. To put that into perspective, if BlackRock were a country, its financial influence would rival some of the largest economies in the world. Yet despite its enormous size, many people know very little about what it actually does. Some call it the most powerful company on Earth. Others claim it secretly owns everything. But how much of that is true? And how did one company become so influential in the first place? To answer that question, we need to go back to the late 1980s. In 1988, BlackRock was founded by a small group of financial professionals led by Larry Fink. At the time, there was nothing particularly extraordinary about the company. It was simply another investment management firm operating in a highly competitive financial industry. But BlackRock had a different vision. Instead of focusing only on making investments, the company placed enormous emphasis on understanding risk. Its founders believed that risk management would become one of the most important factors in modern finance. That belief would eventually help transform a small company into a global giant. As the years passed, BlackRock continued to grow. It expanded its services. It attracted more clients. And it developed sophisticated technology capable of analyzing enormous amounts of financial information. The company became particularly successful because it served large institutions, pension funds, insurance companies, governments, universities, major corporations. These organizations needed professionals to manage vast pools of money. BlackRock became one of the firms trusted to do exactly that. Then came one of the most important developments in the company's history. Exchange-traded funds, often called ETFs. These investment products allowed ordinary people to invest in broad sections of the market through a single fund. As ETFs became increasingly popular, BlackRock's iShares business grew rapidly. Millions of investors began using these products to build retirement portfolios and long-term investments. The result was extraordinary growth. Year after year, more money flowed into BlackRock-managed funds. And with that growth came influence. Today, BlackRock holds investments in thousands of companies around the world. This is where many misunderstandings begin. People often see lists showing that BlackRock owns shares in major corporations such as Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, and many others. They then conclude that BlackRock owns these companies. But reality is more complicated. Most of the money invested through BlackRock does not belong to BlackRock itself. It belongs to pension funds, retirement accounts, institutions, and individual investors. BlackRock manages those investments on behalf of its clients. That distinction is important. However, even though the money belongs to clients, the size of BlackRock's holdings means the company often possesses significant influence through shareholder voting and corporate governance processes. This influence has become one of the most debated topics in modern finance. Supporters argue that large asset managers help improve corporate accountability and long-term planning. Critics argue that too much influence has become concentrated in the hands of a small number of financial institutions. The debate continues today, and it raises an important question. How much influence should any organization have over the global economy? The answer is not simple. Financial markets are incredibly interconnected. A decision made in New York can affect businesses in Europe. A market event in Asia can impact retirement accounts in America. Global finance has become a vast network connecting billions of people. BlackRock sits at the center of many of those connections. Not because it controls everything, but because it manages investments connected to almost every part of the modern economy. Its technology platform, known as Aladdin, has become one of the most powerful risk management systems in finance. Used by institutions around the world, it analyzes enormous amounts of market data, and helps organizations understand potential risks. In many ways, technology has become just as important to BlackRock's success as money itself. As artificial intelligence continues to advance, that importance may grow even further. Future financial systems could become increasingly automated. Algorithms may analyze markets faster than humans ever could. Investment decisions may rely on vast networks of data processed in real time. Companies like BlackRock are already operating at the forefront of that transformation. And that reality leads to another fascinating question. What happens when financial power, technology, and artificial intelligence become deeply connected? No one knows exactly what the future will look like. But there is little doubt that the financial world is changing rapidly. The institutions capable of adapting to those changes may become even more influential than they are today. For some people, this possibility is exciting. For others, it is concerning. Either way, it highlights the growing importance of understanding how modern finance actually works. Because behind every stock market headline, behind every retirement account, behind every major investment trend, there are organizations moving enormous amounts of capital through the global economy. BlackRock is one of those organizations. Its story is not really about secret control. It is not about a hidden conspiracy. It is about scale. Scale so large that it becomes difficult to comprehend. A company managing trillions of dollars. A company connected to thousands of businesses. A company influencing conversations about investing, risk, technology, and the future of finance. Whether you see BlackRock as a symbol of financial innovation or as an example of concentrated influence, one thing is certain. Its rise represents one of the most remarkable stories in modern economic history. And as the world becomes more connected, more digital, and more dependent on global markets, understanding companies like BlackRock may become more important than ever before. Because the future of money is not just being shaped by governments or central banks. It is also being shaped by the institutions that help move trillions of dollars around the world every single day. And few institutions have done that more successfully than BlackRock.